So this is going to be my not spoiler-free review of the season finale of series 3 of Sherlock. The episode was called His Last Vow, and my light's all funny, it's bothering me. The episode was called His Last Vow, and it was so good. Okay, first of all, for this video, this will just be a review of the episode. I'm going to do a season 4 predictions in another video, or this one would be like 20 minutes long and I wouldn't be able to upload it. So the episode's villain is Charles Augustus Morganson, something like that. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. They all have accents and sometimes I get a little bit lost. But he was definitely a valid opponent. He was a worthy opponent, but I didn't like him very much. Another guy on YouTube put it very well. The Emergency Awesome channel. He is just as crazy and just as smart as like Moriarty, but he doesn't have that passion, which is sort of, it's crazy to say I'm looking for passion in my murderers on my TV shows, but really that's it. It sounds crazy, but yeah. And then in the episode, the little twist when, first of all, Sherlock at the beginning, when John went and got him, that little scene was hilarious when he was in the drug house. He was like, I was undercover. And then when he goes, well, I'm not anymore. That was so funny. He was literally acting like a 5-year-old, and it was hilarious. And then the scene with Jeanette, or is it Janine? I don't remember. His girlfriend, Sherlock's girlfriend in the episode. That first scene with her, I was just like, the whole time I was just like, what is going on? What's going on? I was freaking out. And John was doing the same thing. He's just like, what's happening? It was perfectly awkward, and Benedict Cumberbatch did an amazing job as usual. He did the very good, like, sort of layered personality. Like, he was Benedict Cumberbatch playing emotionless Sherlock, playing, in love Sherlock, and I thought that was really good. And, let's see, and then with Jeanette, the proposal part at the camera, that, oh my god, it was, honestly, I'm having a real hard time deciding whether that was the most evil plan ever or the most genius plan ever, because as, like, really mean as it was, God, it was smart. And I guess that really sums up Sherlock, doesn't it? But, let's see, and then when he was upstairs and it was big reveal, it was Mary. I saw that coming, honestly, because a little bit of me expected it to be Moriarty, but then it wasn't, and I was like, oh, that's sad, because I really wanted Moriarty back. More on that later. But then it was her. I was just like, okay, yeah, I see that. And because when Sherlock analyzed her for the first time, the word liar did appear quite often, and she was a liar, and he just never caught on to it. And she's noted that. She's like, it took you such a long time. And I think that's just because he wanted to trust her. You know how sometimes you can want to trust someone, so you will, even though maybe a gut feeling is telling you that that's not the right choice. Well, with the relationship between John and Mary, it was a few months it took John to forgive her, but even then, I don't know if I would have. I would have, I think, eventually forgiven her. I mean, she is the mom to his child, but I would have wanted more. Like, that quote was really sweet about your past is your business, but your future is my privilege. It's really sweet and beautiful, and I love it, but I personally, I hate not knowing things, and I don't know if I would have read the file necessarily, but I would have asked, like, who were you working for? Well, even, like, just why were you working? Did you have a reason? Did you just kill people because you enjoyed it? Or were you being threatened? Were you being paid? And, like, why did you have to get out? That sort of thing. I feel like he just went a little bit too smoothly back into normal life with her. Well, as normal as they get. And I know it was a few months. I mean, she was much more pregnant later, and it was Christmas and everything, but still, I would have laid it. I just, I don't know. What else is there? I think that was the main points of the episode, and then the Charles Augustus whatever. Um, the whole Mind Palace thing that he had too was really cool. It was smart. I thought the glasses having the information would have been even cooler, but you know. I seriously need to just sit down one day and make myself a Mind Palace. If I said that to anyone, like out loud, they'd think I was crazy. That is like a crazy statement to say. But the case itself with Charles, at first, the first time I watched the episode, I was just like, that case wasn't even that exciting. And then watching it again last night, I realized why it was so important to Sherlock. It was because Charles was threatening Mary, and I got that the first time. I got, he wants to protect Mary. But now, thinking back to the Sign of Three, his speech at the end, he said, "I'll protect you both," or all three. He said, "I'll protect all three of you no matter what." And that was his vow, his last vow. And now he had vowed to take care of them, so he is taking care of them. He's making sure she's safe. And that's one of his last things he does before he shoots Morganson in the head. He says, "Tell Mary she's safe." Or he does it after, I mean. Or says it after. And that is really sweet. Watching it again, I thought that was made the case a little better. But, I don't know. I just wasn't a huge fan of Morrison. He was definitely worthy to compete against Sherlock. I just didn't like him very much. He had this weird, sometimes you just don't, I don't know. I just didn't click with him like I did with Moriarty. I didn't like him as much. But speaking of Moriarty, the end, oh my god. Okay, definitely if you've been watching this and you haven't seen the episode and you didn't care about spoilers, just leave now. This spoiler is so big, unless you've seen it on Tumblr, you already know. But if you haven't watched the episode, please don't listen to my next words, because it is so worth watching and not knowing and seeing how you react, because I flipped out. So you just see him, and then you see Lestrade seeing the TV, and then you see Molly, you see Mrs. Hudson, and then it goes back to Mycroft and Mary and John, and they call Sherlock, and he's just like, "Oh, Sherlock, have you learned your lesson?" Sherlock's like, "It's been 4 minutes." Or how's exile? I've only been gone 4 minutes. That was pretty funny. And just the little miss me thing, it's all over Times Square and London, or was it all over the world or just all over London? I don't know. But it was everywhere on the screens, everywhere, and oh my god, I had a heart attack. I was freaking out. I was just so excited and amazing, and and then after the credits, if you watched the episode and you didn't watch after the credits, you should go watch it, or you can finally find the clip on Tumblr or YouTube. It was literally just like a 6-second thing of Andrew Scott, being Moriarty. It was just like, "Miss me?" And I'm just like, "Oh my god, yes, I miss you so much, Moriarty." He was my favorite. Out of all the villains from both seasons, for the first 2 seasons, he was my absolute favorite. And I know it's weird to love him so much considering what he manipulated Sherlock into doing. And all the people he's killed too, and it's crazy, but come on, when he stole the crown jewels, he danced to I don't know what it was, Mozart, Bach, I don't remember, but not even if I heard it would I be able to figure it out, probably, but he danced, and it was just, it was amazing. And so overall, from the whole episode, other than the miss me thing, I think my favorite scene or part was when Sherlock got shot in wherever he got shot, somewhere down here, I think. And they had, he had Molly and Anderson and Mycroft in his head, and there was the red-beard dog, and oh my god, that part was amazing. And the quickness, the speed of it, and how Molly was like, "Hey, no, you need to pay attention, blah, blah, blah. And how the fast pace, but yet it made perfect sense. And he's like, "You need to fall backwards because this, and this. But if you don't do that, this, and this will happen, and you'll die." And then when he went into shock, and then he saw the dog, and then when he was in the room with Moriarty in the straitjacket, and the chains, that scene was amazing. First of all, the Andrew Scott, I'm pretty sure his name, I'm sorry if I've been calling him the wrong name. I know his first name is Andrew. I'm pretty sure his last name is Scott, but if I've been calling him the wrong name, sorry. But that scene, he just deserves an award. He did amazing, acting like crazy, just crazy, and it was perfect. And then the fact that all he had to say was, John Watson is most certainly in trouble, and Sherlock was just like, awake. Or alive, actually. It was perfect. And yeah, I give this episode 9 out of 10 IOU apples. Get it, Moriarty? If there hadn't been that Moriarty thing at the end, I probably wouldn't have given that many. But because of the way they've sort of worked that in, that's enough for me. It was perfect. Yeah. So, sooner or later, probably this weekend, I will film a season 4 prediction, so tune in for that I'll probably do it Saturday night, Sunday morning. So yeah, if that doesn't come then just know that I'm probably sitting doing nothing. So yeah, have a nice day, and let it begin, the wait for Sherlock Season 4.